Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGenEd. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the charts behind me, which are of, natural gas over here in TradingView. And then I'm also going to be going over the KOLD chart, which is the 2x leverage short natural gas ETF because I think that it might be a nice time to short natural gas. But before I get into KOLD, I wanted to go over the chart here just to kind of, describe the levels that stand out to me. And one that might stand out is this purple line. Actually, just recently drew that up. Haven't really looked at the chart in a while. As you can see, I do have this Fibonacci retracement here that I'm actually just going to delete that to clean up the chart a little bit. And, one thing that I did put up at the start of 2024 was this 2024 forecasted average. And we actually traded below that for the majority of the year. But anyways, I'm just going to leave that up there. And also, this uptrend based on the lows, it looks like from February 19th of 2024, as well as the low from August 5th. And that was a pretty kind of historic day in the markets when everything was gapping down. And so from that low, natural gas has just been on this very nice rampage, getting up to a high of, $4.06 on December 30th of last year. So closing 2024 at, these highs up here, attempting to get back up to them in January, right around the 16th. And, so we were putting in lower highs there and also lower highs in the RSI. So there's no bearish or bullish divergence. Here, bearish divergence would be lower highs in the price with higher highs in the RSI. But we see there's no divergence. There are lower highs here as well. But anyways, we can see this purple uptrend based on the low from August 5th. We did test it around the end of August over here before bouncing up, going higher, nearly getting back down to it in October. But then we tested that uptrend on November 4th. You can see this nice green candle testing that level before bouncing, getting up to that 2024 forecasted average, spend the entire year below it. And then it wasn't until, the end of November when we got up to there, got rejected, and then pulled back to this uptrend. In November, tested it multiple times. This is actually in December, testing it multiple times before getting up to those highs, pulling back. And then in January, testing that uptrend again before breaking below it at the end of January, hitting a low of, it looks like, $2.99 before bouncing up to then get rejected from that uptrend. So, I think that looking at the chart here, I think that we got to a pretty important technical level, got rejected from it, and I do think that natural gas's price will be rolling over, and maybe, there's something I could draw over here that might suggest let's see that there is a top there. Yeah. So, this purple downtrend that I've got drawn up here based on the high from December 30th intersecting with the high from January 16th, we can see that we did get up to that level on February 14th. So on Friday, looks like we got some futures trading here on February 17th. So on Monday, it is President's Day. Markets closed, but futures were traded. And so February 17th, we have seen a pullback there. And so I think that we are going to be heading back to perhaps as low as 305, maybe 308. Let's see, I'll just draw kind of a box. Let's see if I can get the box tool. I'm not too familiar with TradingView, so we'll have to see let's see. I think I want to trend lines. No, I want maybe it's not worth it, the time that would go into, yeah, maybe something here. Nope. Let's see. Rectangle. Yeah, so I could draw just a little rectangle over here. So just really like being up at like 308 and then maybe coming down to the lows of around 299. So yeah, I mean, that seems like a pretty reasonable target for natural gas to be coming down to. And maybe, just having some more fun over here. I could see price actually getting pulled back to, let's see, I'll just do a little arrow. Something like that. That seems pretty, feasible to me. But anyways, I am not able to trade natural gas, just able to look at the chart over here. But I kind of wanted to go over this same kind of analysis, but with KOLD. And, one thing that I have to say before switching over to KOLD is since we do see this red day for President's Day, I think that the level that I'm going to be talking about with KOLD may not get hit, but maybe we see a little bit of a bounce and then that would get hit before coming down here. And so now let's look over at KOLD. I do have this level marked up here around $54. It looks like it's at $53.95. That was like the pivot high approximately from over here from May of 2024. As we can see, that line was tested over here in October, on October 3rd, I should say, hitting a low there before bouncing and, tested again over here. We're now trading notably lower than that. And so, yeah, let's just zoom in on the chart. KOLD closed on Friday, February 14th. Let's see. Let's just make sure that's correct. Yeah, on the 14th at a price of $26.45, being down nearly 5% on the day. And as we can see, forming a lower low. So maybe not looking so good in that sense, but just looking at that natural gas chart, I think that this is going to be coming down, which makes me think I think KOLD could be going up. And so just to kind of put this into perspective, the high over here, that was from January 31st when KOLD hit a high of $41.84. If we look over here, the low was hit on January 31st. And so I could see price in the natural gas price coming down to that box. I could see the price of KOLD or cold getting up to there. We also do have a gap that does need to be filled or could get filled. And that is based on the closing price from January 31st, which was at $40.22. So just going to make that line dashed, make it a little bit thicker and blue so that we know that there was a gap there that has been left behind. And so really, that's what I am looking for with KOLD. We did hit a low on Friday of $25.55, but what I would like to see is this come down to $26, but maybe that doesn't happen because it does look like we're getting rejected already here in the futures for Monday. I think that when the market opens on Tuesday, this may be above 27. So I think that's something that's good to consider, trying to buy the dip at 26, which is what I was thinking. That might be behind us already. And so if we do take a measurement, just going from, let's do 27 because maybe it gaps up tomorrow. And let's just do a measurement from, say, 26.90, got a 69 in there, so that's fun. If we get up to fill this gap, that represents a nearly 50% move to the upside. It looks like getting up to, and I'll actually do this to the prices exactly. So I'm just going to make that $27 for that low, or where I think we could be seeing a nice gap up to, and maybe that's a good level to establish a position. And then going up to $40.07, it looks like that is lined up just right. That's, an over 40% move to the upside. So, I think that there's a lot of potential in shorting natural gas now. But with that being said, natural gas is going to be coming down. This could be creating some widows. It is the widow maker, but that doesn't mean there aren't opportunities on the downside, which I think could be taken advantage of with cold. But let's say we don't get all the way up to fill this gap at, let's see. Sorry, the gap is at $40.22. I was wondering why that looked like it was a little bit lower, so I need to adjust that there. And so yeah, that's nearly, a 49% move to the upside. So I think that's looking pretty good. But if we don't get all the way up to filling that gap, let's just do a Fibonacci retracement. So going from the high from January 31st, which was at a price of $41.84, coming down to the low that we hit on Valentine's Day of $25.55. Let's see, we got some levels to the upside, but let's actually add the 50% retracement as well in case we don't make it all the way up to fill that gap. That would also correspond with getting up to the 21-day moving average right around $33. Here it looks like at $32.95, being just below that 50% retracement at $33.70, also corresponding very nicely with the midpoint of that box that I have just drawn up here. So, I think that, there's a lot of potential for cold, for maybe a 50% swing to the upside. But if not, let's just get a measurement to that line. That represents about a 25% move to the upside. And kind of the way that I like to trade is I like to look for 20% moves to take advantage of those swings before getting, in and out of a position. So going up to, let's see, right around $32. Let's see what $32 percentage move is. That is an 18.5% move from 27, but let's see from 26. That would represent a more than 20% move to the upside. So I think that looks really good. A nice way to make a little bit of money, but even if it doesn't get up to, that moving average, I think that there is a nice move, a swing from around $27 up to around $32. It's a nice way to make $5 on a trade. So yeah, I think that looks like a nice opportunity. And one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, but I don't cover natural gas that often, but somebody who does cover it quite often is, let's see, I'm just going to go over to Gareth Soloway's page. He covers natural gas every day during his live streams, during his game plans. And so let's see, I think he's kind of changed the name of them. Yeah, well, here, this is a game plan over here from 7 days ago. He's been away, but he does do these streams every day before the market opens when he's not on vacation, and he does go over the natural gas chart. And so I think that he's probably talking about natural gas going down, just like I have it drawn over here. And with that, I think that there's a very nice conservative, at least 18% move to the upside from where price was left off at on Friday. And I think that we could be seeing even more of a move, maybe up to 50%, but it is the widowmaker, whether to the upside or the downside. So I think it's good to be conservative. And 20% move. I think this looks pretty appealing to me. But, as always, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot, and have a great rest of your Presidency Day. Take care. President's Day.